Cruise News Today with Doug Parker.
Here's your cruise news for Thursday, May 1st. The CDC is tracking new illness outbreaks on 3 different cruise ships, including 2 operated by Holland America Line. Norovirus was confirmed on the Eurodam with 64 guests and a dozen crew reporting symptoms. Aboard the Zuiderdam, 55 passengers fell ill, though the cause is still under review. A smaller outbreak has also occurred on Lindblad's National Geographic ship, the Sea Lion. All ships followed CDC sanitation protocols. Health officials warn of a new strain of norovirus, which may be driving increased cases both on land and at sea. And as the federal Real ID deadline nears on May 7th, Carnival Cruise Line is addressing confusion among its passengers. A photo showing Real ID-style signage at a cruise terminal made people worry that Real ID is required to cruise. Now, Carnival confirms that is not the case. Standard travel documents like a birth certificate and state ID or a passport remain acceptable for cruising. However, a Real ID or a passport is required for domestic air travel starting next week. Guests are still reminded to verify documents ahead of their sailing to avoid being denied boarding. And Norwegian Cruise Line has reported a first quarter loss of $40.3 million, with revenue down 3% from last year. Now, they say the dip was tied to ships being in dry dock and fewer airfare bookings. Despite the setback, the company remains optimistic, though, citing strong guest satisfaction and $3.9 billion in future ticket sales. Its new ship, Norwegian Aqua, debuted last month, boosting long-term growth, but also adding short-term costs. NCL also chartered 4 of its ships to cut expenses and plans major upgrades to its private island, Great Stirrup Cay, by year's end. And cruise stocks were down on Wednesday. Carnival Corporation down 2%, 18.34. Royal Caribbean 214.91, down 1%. Norwegian down 8%, 16.03. And Viking down slightly, 41.03. If you have a lead on a story, let us know. Tips at cruiseradio.net. This week's Cruise Radio podcast, a review of Norwegian Joy, where you listen to your favorite podcast. I'm Doug Parker with Cruise News Today. Have yourself a great Thursday.